Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon's Stuff. As always, I hope you are doing great today. We're taking a look at the Petrified Fish Victor. This is a pretty cool knife, and yeah, I can't wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and start off with our measurements and size comparisons and all of that. And gosh dang it, guys, I've done it again. You want to guess what it is I've done again? I will give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock in your guesses. And yep, that's right. I forgot to grab my little ruler. I misplaced it. Don't know where it is, but look, I found it. I grabbed it out of my desk drawer because sometimes I put things away, unusual as it may sound. All right, so blade length. We're coming in here just a teeny tiny bit over 3.5 inches. So definitely a full-sized EDC knife, or at least what I would consider to be full-size EDC. If you're a hobbit, this might be ginormous EDC. All right, let's do our size comparisons. There's our rat uno and dos. Ta-da! Alrighty, let's go ahead and grab our flagship comparisons. There's a PM2. Benchmade bug out. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty good little lineup there, don't you think? That looks downright purty. Pretty good size knife. This is definitely the size that I enjoy carrying. Let's bring our Civivis out here. Ye old Elementum. And there's the Praxis. Cool, cool, cool. And to close up size comparisons, we're just going to do 2 more knives. Let's get another really cool kind of Bowie blade EDC out here. This is the Sin Cut episode. I've reviewed that knife a long time ago, mate. I reviewed this knife a long time ago. You can look for that video. And let's compare it against the CGRB Crag. I have it laying around here, and they're pretty similar in size, honestly. So yeah, there we go. Haven't pulled the Crag out in a while. Have not reviewed it yet, but review coming soon. All right, so what are we looking at here in terms of materials? Well, we've got blue micarta, steel liner lock, steel pocket clip, K110 steel, Bowie blade, and yeah, there we go. It's blue. It's a Bowie. I rest my case. This knife is the most perfect knife to ever exist. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and okay, I'm just kidding. Obviously, you know I'm going to give it a full review. So let's go ahead and get on to that cutting footage you all love so much. Here by the Cimarron River. Look at those giant monzonite hills. Cliffs, really. Look at this nice big chunk of a rock here. Look at these nice little feldspar crystals. New Mexico is the best state. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's beautiful places all over the country, but New Mexico just has the most variety. Alrighty guys, it's a Petrified Fish Victor. And look, we match. Blue micarta, we got the jean jacket, we got the blue hoodie, the bluish gray hat. Of course, as always, wearing some good old blue jeans. So, yeah, call me Lil Boy Blue. On to this knife. When I first saw this knife, I knew I had to have it. I knew it. I mean, look at that gorgeous, so sexy, mwah, delicious Bowie blade. Isn't that just amazing? And I have really enjoyed using this knife. I think I'm going to make a video here pretty soon about whether or not clip points are good EDC knives, because, I mean, they're obviously good outdoor, self-defense, hunting type knives, but a lot of people don't really like clip points for EDC. I do, but I will admit that most of that is just because I love the blade shape so much that I will put up with it, you know, for anything. So even if it's not the best tool for the job,
I'll still use it because it just looks so dang sexy while it's doing it. All right, so how are the ergonomics on this knife? Really good, honestly. When you look at this thing, you see we've got like these weird corners here. And that might make you think that it's going to be uncomfortable. It's really not. This clip, I love the way Petrified Fish does their clips wide and long so you don't feel them in your hand. If you have something that's narrow, thin, and short, or middle length, it just presses into your palm and it hurts. Nice fat clips, that's where it's at. You like them thick. So, really good on the hand. The scales are slightly contoured, so that helps a lot. And I'm not going to say this is like the most comfortable knife ever, but it's pretty comfortable. I would definitely say it's a comfortable knife. So yeah, really good ergonomics in my opinion. How is that action? So you have a flipper tab, which their detents are dialed. And did you see that drop? Let's do that again. That was right out of the box. I have not tinkered with this knife at all. And I've had it for like 2 months at this point. So, I mean, it's been breaking in, but it is just ridiculously smooth. Petrified Fish has their actions absolutely freaking dialed. They are spot on, right where you want to be. So that's really, really good to see. You also have this little Vero engineering style cutout in the back of the blade. And the Victor branding on this knife also looks a little bit Vero-y. So that's kind of strange to me, I'm going to be honest. But it's just weird. I don't think they were trying to copy Vero engineering. Maybe they were. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. It's just a little bit weird. But, yeah, that works really well for a flicker. Very, very nice. If you're right-handed, you can reverse flick it. If you're left-handed, thumb flicking it, I mean, you can do it, but obviously I'm not left-handed, so a lefty would be a little bit better at this probably, but I mean, you can do it. It's not the most intuitive thing, though. Again, not a lefty, so, you know, maybe another lefty would disagree. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the carry. We already talked about the clip a little bit, but I love how Petrified Fish anchors their clips from... They screw in between the scale and the liner. You can see that there. And so there's nothing under the clip. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zippo. And so if we go to the pocket cab, you put the knife in your pocket, it goes all the way. Like, that's as deep carry as you can get. Comes out. Goes in. The knife itself is, I mean, maybe a little bit on the larger side, but I don't really think it's that big. The clip is a little bit tight, but not to the point of it being an issue. So I'll give them a pass there. Let's go ahead and start cutting. We have a beautiful Bowie blade of K110 steel, which is fancy German D2. Oh yeah, so Germans makes a D2 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead, use this piece of cardboard that we already had. Flat grind, not full, as you can see there. Decently thin behind the edge, though. I haven't measured it because my calipers are broken, but I would say this is probably... Some places it's probably getting down to like 17, 18 thousandths. Other places it might be thickening up to about 20 thousandths, but in all of my usage, it did completely fine. So, yeah, good slicer. Let's see if we can do some utility cuts with the clip point. Ugh. Yeah. Actually did pretty well, but yeah, clip points are not utility cutters. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our rope here. There we go. Do some pushes, see how it does here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so pretty good. As long as you let... Yeah, we almost made it through there. Got pretty far there. And then this one, I don't know, that might have been me. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Flat grinds usually do pretty well at the rope stuff. All right, let's test this pool noodle. Okay, so, excuse me. I felt a little bit of a twist as we were going through there. Might be a little bit of an inconsistency in the grind or the sharpening. Or it might just be the fact that I haven't sharpened this knife. It's dropped it a couple times, but I haven't sharpened it. So, yeah, but other than that, did really good. Pretty consistent. We were able to go nice and thin. So, yeah, I would say that's a pretty good score. Nothing to shake a stick at. All right. Let's go ahead and get back to the table where we can talk further about this sexy beast.
And we are back. Let's go ahead and talk about what I'm liking and not liking about this really cool knife. First thing I'm liking right off the bat is the price. Usually I don't mention the price until the end. These things come in about 35 bucks. Heck yeah, especially where, you know, we're in a time where everything is getting more expensive. It's good to see some knives that are well made at good prices. Second thing, this knife is just sexy. Holy crap. Look at that. Feast your eyes upon this beauty. It is an absolute mwah, chef's kiss. I love it. There's a couple different versions you can get at the time of recording this. There's this version, and then there's one that has dark green micarta handles with a black blade. That also looks cool. I love the blue micarta because blue is my favorite color. I love this clip point Bowie blade. Oh, that's just so aggressive and sexy. And yeah, I'm a sucker for Bowies. They've also done the blade really well with like these double satin finishes. We got a very high polished satin here on the flat, just making it hard for the camera to focus on that. We've got some smudges too. Let's wipe those off. But yeah, I love the contrasting finishes there. Yeah, it is messing with the camera a little bit, but there we go. Look at those polishing lines. Really, really nice. Just a gorgeous looking knife. You flip it over to this side, and yeah, it looks good. It looks really, really good. The carry on this knife is really excellent. You have a reversible clip that screws in from the back. So you slide the clip in there between the scale and the liner, and then these screws here hold into place. That is beautiful. This is a completely deep carry knife. The clip itself works great too. I love these Petrified Fish kind of square clips because in the hand, they don't bother you at all. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about are the ergonomics. Fantastic. Great ergonomics. It looks a little bit funky. Like we've got some random points and stuff here. We can see that the scales are slightly shadow boxed by the liners, which isn't usually my favorite thing because it can create hot spots, but in this case it doesn't. And it actually feels really good in my hand. I can't really feel that clip at all. And yeah, the contour is slightly micarted. The micarta is slightly contoured. Not a whole lot, but very slightly. So yeah, that works out to be pretty good right there. But yeah, really comfortable in hand. I can choke up just one knuckle into that little spot there. You know, I can't go further or I'm gonna cut myself. But yeah, very nice ergonomics. They fit the knife and the blade very, very well. Let's talk about that blade because I do like it. K110 steel, basically D2. I do like K110 since it's kind of name brand D2. They're a little more consistent with it. One of the problems with D2 is that one factory might do it one way, another factory does it slightly better, one factory does it terribly. With K110, since it all comes from Bowler, it's done pretty much consistently. So if you want to get the best performance out of a budget knife with D2, look for something that has K110. Maybe I'll make a video going into that a little bit further, but those are my 2 cents. Love the blade. It looks fantastic. This is a hell of a slicer. Not a full flat grind. It's not the thinnest thing behind the edge, but with all of this, just the profile, you got some straight with a little bit of belly. It slices really, really well. Yeah, it's not going to be the best utility cutter, but you can do it. I know a lot of people don't like Bowie clip points for EDC, and they may not be the most efficient thing, but I enjoy using them. I really do. You can do your EDC stuff. So yeah, that's cool. Next thing, the action. Oh my gosh. Out of the box. The action is just amazing. Perfect detent, super drop shutty, no play in any direction whatsoever. And yeah, centering, dead on. This little reverse flicky thing here is interesting. You know, you got the flipper, and then you can reverse flick it out like that. Very fun, fidgety knife. Really, really just stupid good on the action. Probably one of the best actions I felt on a budget knife. Petrified Fish just knocks it out of the park with her actions. And this one is no exception. Moving on, I like some of these smaller details, like the jimping and stuff here on the backspacer. I like their pivot collar. Look at that, how it plays with the light. That's pretty cool. Yeah, overall, very well made knife. Incredibly fidgety, great size, carries well, made very, very well. Oh, one thing I love about the blade that I forgot to mention is the plunge grind. That is a perfect plunge grind right there. Really, really nice. You see where the plunge stops and where it ends, and then there's the edge. You've got all of that to sharpen away. Really, really nice. All right, let's go ahead and get on to what I don't like. Number one, I wish they put the lanyard hole in the, like, just done a pin in the backspacer. I'm not anti-lanyard. I know some knife reviewers come off as anti-lanyard. I'm not. I in fact, you know, if you want to put a lanyard on, you know, knock yourself out. But I don't know, this just seemed like a weird spot for lanyard because, you know, the knife is pretty wide. I think lanyard pins in the backspacers are just better, and this does look just a little bit odd. Next thing, I wish the jimping was better. That's all the jimping we get. The texture's all right, but I wish it extended out quite a bit more, because as it is, there's where my thumb wants to land when I hold this, and you can see where the jimping is. So either don't put the jimping on there, or if you are going to put the jimping on there, make it actually functional. I'm a big fan of jimping, but I like it to be functional. Like right here, yeah, I guess I could hold a knife here. I guess that's okay for certain things, but I want it to extend a little bit more because this right here for me is a much more natural grip. So yeah, there's that. Next thing, I wish the access to the lock bar was a little bit better. As you can see here, they chamfered it, and there is a little bit of access, but it feels a little bit cramped. I just wish I could get to it a little bit better. So yeah. Next thing, I can't help but compare this knife to like Vero Engineering, because he does the reverse flicky hole on just the one side of the blade, and that looks a lot like his logo. And I don't think Petrified Fish was trying to step on anyone's toes or anything, but still, that's just a little bit odd to me that they would do that. It's just, there's just some weird similarities. Yeah, so yeah, whatever. I do wish that maybe they had given us a better finger choil up here, but I mean, I guess I could use it like that if I just really pull back on the flipper tab and keep my finger away from the edge there. We have kind of a flipper choil. I didn't really do that in use though, so I don't know. Next thing, I like this idea of this little flipper, of this little reverse flicking hole, but it kind of messes up the symmetry of the knife. I'm a big fan on symmetry. And for someone who's a lefty, you know, they give you the lefty love with a clip that flips over. It's just a little bit harder to thumb flick it. I mean, you can do it, and I'm not left-handed, so a lefty person would do it a lot better than I can. But to me, it just feels a little more natural as a reverse flicker. So, you know, I guess that's something they left the lefties out on a little bit. but oh well, so be it, right? Okay, let's move on to my final conclusions. Final conclusions, this is an awesome knife. This fits my vibe quite a bit. I love the way this knife looks. I love using it. If you are just focused on, you know, getting a really good EDC knife that's kind of general purpose and stuff, maybe I won't recommend this one to you because, you know, of that aggressive Bowie blade. That's definitely more of an outdoors or tactical type of vibe. But hey, if you're just into collecting, this is a fun knife. This is a really fun knife, especially for that $35 price tag. Holy crap, that is good. Really, really nice to see that knives are still coming in at that price point. I can recommend this knife a lot. I love this knife. The only changes I'd make, extend the jimping, give a little bit more lock bar access, and maybe put one of these things on the other side. I don't know. But really cool knife. I do enjoy it quite a bit. And I think if you look at all the fingerprints and smudges on there. If you like Petrified Fish knives, they're doing some really cool stuff. I need to get more of their things to review because they are one of the, in my opinion, they're one of the up-and-coming best budget brands. So, yeah, cool knife, unique, beautiful, sexy, well-made. It's just a really, really cool piece. So, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment below, and subscribe. I've been Gideon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Adios.